Welcome students. If you're following US elections, you might be witnessing an interesting event that Trump's interview by Elon Musk in the erstwhile Twitter, which is X today, has been delayed. Let's understand the reasons behind it and the technical glitches that were responsible for that delay, which is only relevant to examination. And the first kind of attack that has been responsible is denial of service. And also we would understand how distributed denial of service is different from this. To understand the whole mechanism, let's just delve into few things which we usually notice while using our websites and other internet-based applications. So how does this protocols work is to be understood first. Usually there will be a truncated protocol which would send messages to various servers, and this would respond one after the other as many people would access same kind of service when requested from various systems or various computers that you use. It would process which to send when, and the priority order would be fixed by this protocol. Now, what the people who want to go for this attack do is called ping flood. You might have known about this word ping, the Gen Z word ping. So they keep on pinging and they flood with requests to this server, and this makes the server busy. You might have heard about that word session timeout. You might be checking some results or using some website, and after some 10-20 minutes the session might be timed out. Any page request or any processing, the session would be timed out in some time. So the attackers or those who go for any cyber kind of miscreants would aim at making this session timeout. So how will this session timeout is what we need to understand. Usually there will be a buffer memory, and this buffer memory can process only limited amount of saved memory, which will be allowing for next request. Let's take an example. Suppose 100 requests have come with less delay time of some microseconds. There will be some buffer memory which can store only 50 requests, and these requests will be processed to server one after the other. That means the rest of the 50 requests are stored nowhere. That means they would get no access to the information which they were requesting at no time at all. That's how they would become session timed out. So basically the denial of service is nothing but making the server busy with multiple requests flooding in, which they call as ping flood. So they keep on pinging and make the processor of the server busy and make sure the real request is never given. Okay. If this is the case, then what is distributed denial of service? Is that something different from a normal denial of service? Because this distributed denial of service was what was responsible for the Trump's interview to be delayed. Okay, the same phenomena which we are looking at. There will be a protocol processor which would request multiple systems, and they may be asked to give access to the particular information, fetch them by multiple systems, and this would be distributed attack. That means if only one system or one kind of attacker can't make sure this protocol is busier, then they would distribute their burden and share equally or proportionately and keep on attacking them. One common distributed denial of service is email bomb. There's an interesting story how this has come. In Massachusetts Institute of Technology, the first time the principal was irked by all the students sending around 1 lakh emails each, which filled his Gmail account. All the gigabyte memory that he has was filled with these mischievous emails, and he didn't receive the official email which he's supposed to. He kept on deleting it, and it took months of time. That's how the spam and trash folders were introduced. And the similar thing was happening with this protocol. Now, this protocol processor need to get a mechanism where this miscreant requests, which are just intending to make the server slower, keeping it busy with unnecessary trash, has to be filtered out. So by this, we can reach to a conclusion that to avoid this denial of service attacks, one particular thing that can be done is a filter. This filter will filter out unnecessary and miscreant, which means which are not the priority. Those kind of requests to server will be filtered out, and only those requests which are valid and which are intended to serve a real consumers would not be denied the service. So this is what the whole distributed denial of service is about. If you understood this, let's just attempt a question. With the distributed denial of service, which among the following rights would be infringed? And I would ask you to choose the best one. You may find relationship between any right with this distributed denial of service, but consider this as a single option question with ABCD. And which among the following rights would be infringed? First, right to privacy. Then another one is, we would write 4 rights, out of which you need to select it. So the first one is right to privacy. Second one is right to information, the RTI. The third one is a right to equality. And the fourth one is right to access justice. Please choose the best one and give the reasoning behind it. Why is this useful? Because often you may find science and technology as a different subject in silos, but every technology has some kind of rights and some kind of political issue behind it. Otherwise, the slowness in technology can't be capitalized. The policy making has to catch up with its regulation as speed as the technology evolves. So with this aim, hope you understood what denial of service is and what distributed denial of service is, and you can be distinguishing, and you might be able to answer at least the basic questions that may serve in your examinations. Hope it was an informative video. Another day, I'll be back before you. Till then, it's time to bid adios. Thank you.